It's not what you're doing as much as how you're doing it. Hi, guys, I'm Ian McMinn, and this is Path to I Am. Today, talking about the shift from being overly involved in the logical mind versus flowing with whatever's happening. So, a crucial thing that I have noticed working with others and in my own life is that when someone else chooses to focus on flow, being in a flow state continuously or however much as is possible, uh, that when that becomes the focus over, am I doing things right? Am I moving towards my goals? Am I creating what I want to create? That naturally everything else gets taken care of. So it's not what you do, it's how you do it. In other words, whatever you're doing, if you're doing it from flow, that's when you're in touch with your intuition. That's when you're inspired. That's when you're in touch with your total self. So naturally, you're going to float towards the things that are right for you. Those things will float towards you as well. And you will behave in the truest way to create results that are in line with your reality. So in previous videos, I've talked about allowing, but I also want to say another word for it is flow. You see me go through different, I cover different kind of angles of this same idea. Talked about I am, being in your I am. It's the same as being in flow. So if any of you have read books on flow states or things like that, that's what we're talking about. The key is one, you can maximize flow. If you want, you can have it be like me in my life, a 24/7 thing. You can choose to be in flow 24/7 or as much as possible in that direction, right? And oh gosh, I'm losing my train of thought. Well, regardless, I had something coming up, but yes, when I choose to flow, I'm gonna have an expanded viewpoint, okay? And that is really crucial. There are certain, it seems, inevitabilities in our lives, but depending on where we're coming from, we can experience them very differently, right? So choosing to come from flow and understanding as well, when I'm not in flow, it's an opportunity to deepen my understanding of how to flow, right? So it technically expands my know-how. So I can view when I'm not in flow in that positive light, and that will further encourage it, okay? So yeah, 24/7 flow is really the biggest thing that I've seen move mountains for people, because when we're coming from a fear-based place, we convince ourselves that the fastest, most direct logical path is always the way. And I've seen time and time again that normally it's so filled with resistance because it's so out of flow that one, you either never get to where you want to go, or two, you do, but it is experienced as nothing like what you had imagined it to be. So the wealthy, family man, for example, that's incredibly unfulfilled. He exudes negative energy. He goes through multiple divorces, right? So he's constantly either hopefully having a prenup to hold on to dear life to what he has, or he's having to split it in half every time. His kids don't like him, et cetera, et cetera. I've seen this countless times, right? Versus you can have someone that's living from flow that is, even in very challenging circumstances is very fulfilled. And so they get the most out of every moment. And so there's an inevitability to where they end up. So I'm just arguing today, when you just focus on how you're experiencing things, what you experience takes care of itself. The logical mind is just trying to help, but when you tell it to fixate on what to do, frankly, it doesn't know what to do. It doesn't know what's coming in your future. Our logical mind is meant to keep us away from tigers. And when we see a pile of edible coconuts, to get the hit, okay, maybe I should grab these. Beyond that, it is a useful assistant, really. It's purely meant for that. And when we choose to flow, everything really does get taken care of, because even if you go off the beaten path in some unexpected way, you have a detour that you didn't see coming, and maybe you encounter a lot of unexpected challenges. If you're coming from that place of flow, you're going to be capable, you're going to be grounded, you're going to be at peace, and more than anything, you're going to be receptive to what is going on, and you're going to view it positively. And so you're going to be able to absorb the nutrients or the resources or the knowledge from those challenges. And as a result, it doesn't matter what gets thrown at you, you're always going to grow, right? A teacher of mine that I enjoyed, Bashari, says it's not, circumstances don't matter, state of being matters. It's that idea. Whatever happens doesn't matter. It's what you do with what happens that matters. So to simplify it further, if you just focus on flow through all of your activities of your day, through your job, through everything that you're doing in your life, you're naturally gonna just not have to deal with things in a resistance-filled way, because that's what flow is. And you're gonna enjoy the journey, and you're gonna have a really good life, okay? So obviously now the trick is, well, how the hell do I learn how to flow? So you can watch other videos about this that I have here. You can also reach out to me, shoot me an email. That's on my website if you like. But it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Anyway, guys, I'm Ian McMinn. This is Path to Who I Am. I hope you enjoyed this today. Thanks.